So JD Vance had a disastrous interview today with George Stephanopoulos on ABC. Stephanopoulos famously is not well liked by Donald Trump and JD Vance, but asked some very incisive questions that left JD Vance flustered, flabbergasted, and really, I thought multiple times throughout this interview, Vance could have walked out very easily given how triggered he was by Stephanopoulos and ABC. I'll show you some clips here from the interview, specifically related to two really important stories and important points. Number one, Stephanopoulos asked Vance about Tom Homan and the alleged $50,000 bribe in a kava bag that Tom Homan received related to contacts that he had in the Trump administration. And then furthermore, Vance was asked by Stephanopoulos whether he agreed with Donald Trump's assessment that J.B. Pritzker should be in prison. And just watch how JD Vance, or Just Dance Vance, as the Gavin Newsom team calls him, avoids and evades the question to the best of his ability. But even JD Vance cannot outrun the truth and reality of what is happening in Chicago and Illinois. You also hear J.B. Pritzker's response. But before we get into the clips, my name is Matt. I talk about politics and the news on YouTube. So it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Matthew A. Rain, R-E-I-N. Links are in the description. But yeah, let's get into this video of JD Vance, this first story about Tom Homan. And again, listen how JD Vance kind of obfuscates and really ignores the question that Stephanopoulos is asking him. Here's the clip.
George, I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You are focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Up next, we'll be right back.
Yeah, you could see there Stephanopoulos completely cutting off Vance, not allowing him to spew more BS. And, you know, look, it just goes to the heart of the matter that JD Vance didn't answer the actual question about whether Tom Homan kept the $50,000 bribe. You obviously saw that Vance, skirted around and, we're going to talk about the Trump government shutdown, which, by the way, again, caused by Donald Trump and Republicans who control the branches of government. But look, it's just remarkable what Vance is talking about here. And again, let's just look at what the exchange was, okay? This is what Stephanopoulos said. Quote, did Tom Homan give the $50,000 back? Vance, he did not take a bribe. It's a ridiculous smear. Stephanopoulos, you didn't answer the question. Vance, did he accept $50,000? I'm sure that in the course of Tom Homan's life, he's been paid more than $50,000 for services. So again, not actually answering the question. And what's so remarkable to me, and JD Vance gets upset in the interview because he says, well, why are we so focused on this? Or why are we so focused on one of Trump's senior advisors potentially taking a bribe? I mean, who would care about that, right? Ridiculous, incredulous, okay? Well, we can care about multiple things at the same time, JD. We can care that Donald Trump caused this government shutdown and is about to be on the verge of causing Americans significantly more pain when it comes to paying their healthcare insurance premiums. We can talk about that. We can also talk about how Tom Homan, and you avoided the question about how he did or did not take and keep the $50,000 bribe. Again, this is all alleged, as to, remains to be seen, but that has been what has been reported by many news outlets, that Tom Homan took this $50,000 bribe, kept it, and now, of course, is working in one of the highest positions of government power. It is truly ridiculous. But then, really, the potentially more ridiculous answer that JD Vance gave to George Stephanopoulos today was about J.B. Pritzker, because J.B. Pritzker is in Illinois. He is a fantastic governor, but you just got to hear what Vance has to say
should be in
about Pritzker. Here's the clip. Let's do it.
Yes, President Trump has said that he should be in jail. Do you think Governor Pritzker has committed a crime?
Well, I think Governor Pritzker has certainly failed to keep the people of Illinois safe. And it's interesting to me, Governor Pritzker will talk a lot, I'm sure, about how bad Donald Trump is, about how bad I am, and about how bad the administration is. He is the governor of a state that where its biggest city has murder rates that rival the most violent places in the third world, George. Why is he so mad at Donald Trump for trying to keep Chicagoans safe? He should be mad at the criminals that he has failed to keep at bay. We're trying to help him, and we're trying to help the residents of his biggest city. I wish that he would let us, because he certainly isn't doing the job himself.
I asked if you agree with President Trump that Governor Pritzker has committed a crime.
Well, I think that Governor Pritzker has allowed a lot of people to be killed in the city of Chicago and elsewhere, George. I think that it's disgraceful, and I think that he absolutely should suffer some consequences for the fact that there are thousands of innocent Chicagoans who are dead because he failed to do his job.
It's really a yes or no question. Do you believe he's committed a crime?
George, you're going to keep on asking this question. I'm going to keep on telling you that Governor Pritzker has failed to do his job. He should suffer some consequences. Whether he's violated a crime, ultimately, I would leave to the courts. But I certainly think that he has violated his fundamental oath of office. That seems pretty criminal to me. I'd leave it to a judge and jury to decide whether he's actually violated the crime.
Yeah, you could see there, again, Just Dance Vance really going out of his way to, of course, try to appease Donald Trump and saying, well, no, I don't know, maybe what he's doing is criminal, but he doesn't actually answer the question. Do you agree with Donald Trump that Governor Pritzker should be in prison? JD Vance not really answering the question. And just to show you the exchange here again, I mean, this is what I find so remarkable. Stephanopoulos, Trump said Pritzker should be in jail. Do you think Pritzker has committed a crime? Vance, well, he's failed the people of the state of Illinois. Okay, well, I asked you if you agree with Trump that Pritzker has committed a crime. Vance, well, I think he's allowed a lot of people to suffer. Again, Stephanopoulos keeps pressing, says it's really a yes or no question. Vance, Pritzker's failed to do his job. That seems criminal to me. Yeah, really asinine stuff from Vance there. Clearly not wanting to say, along with his boss, that Pritzker should be in prison, because obviously not. That is an insane position. But having to suck up to Donald Trump and defend his positions really did not go well for JD Vance today. And what was most remarkable about this exchange as well is that right after Vance said all of this crap about how he believes that what Pritzker is doing is, potentially criminal, and, well, I don't know, maybe I agree with Trump that he should be in prison, Governor Pritzker was given an opportunity to respond with George Stephanopoulos. Take a look at this clip from today.
Morning. I know you just heard Vice President Vance. He didn't directly answer whether he agreed with President Trump that you've committed a crime, but what he did say was it seems pretty criminal to him, your behavior. What's your response?
Well, you just heard a tidal wave of lies from the Vice President of the United States. It's a bit shocking, and you heard over and over again him just making things up on national television with you. There's a reason why the judge here in federal court said that the administration lacks credibility, and why even the Nobel Prize Committee chair said that the administration lacks integrity. This administration, led by a 34-time convicted felon, is threatening to jail people that are their political opponents. They're making things up to go after people. We're seeing it day in and day out. And the fact that he's made a threat against me, I'm not afraid. I'm going to stand up for the people of my state. And we've got to all stand together, because there is truly unconstitutional actions that are coming out of this administration, coming at the states and the people of the United States. And all of us, Democrats and Republicans, need to speak out about it.
Yeah, great response from Governor Pritzker there. And he said, look, this is a tidal wave of lies from the vice president, and a tidal wave might honestly be generous. But I love what the governor said. He's like, look, I'm not afraid. I'm going to protect the people of Chicago, the citizens of Illinois, against the federal government's encroachment on our state. And he is absolutely right. So great response from Governor Pritzker there. But again, going back to JD Vance, the reality of his positions, again, this is a guy who called Trump Adolf Hitler less than a decade ago, like 6 years ago, even he was calling him Hitler. And now he's defending his every action. He's defending his every move. It is shameful what lies JD Vance said. And when he is pressed by a journalist, and it's a lesson in what good journalism can produce, he absolutely flounders, and he is not able to answer a yes or no question. And that's honestly my takeaway from the interview with Stephanopoulos today, is that when you ask these guys, when you ask Vance, when you ask these administration officials a simple yes or no question, do you agree with Trump that J.B. Pritzker should be in prison? Do you believe that Tom Homan accepted and took a $50,000 bribe? Those are two yes or no questions. J.D. Vance not able to answer either one, and instead just absolutely puts himself in circles. He doesn't have a coherent answer, and truly, it was a disastrous moment for the Vice President, J.D. Vance, today. But that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. For all the latest in news and politics, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and the links to my other channels are in the description below. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.